When you and I talked about this last, we, or at least I, thought that Chancellor Scholz's comments about there are no troops on the ground, don't worry, I'm not going to send you there, words to that effect, were intended to neutralize comments made the day before by President Macron of France, who suggested it wouldn't be out of the question. And then again, over the weekend, he suggested yet again that French special forces could be sent. Uh, what do you think about the belligerence coming from President Macron, and how does that rest with the remainder of the heads of state of the NATO countries?
I think Macron is simply imitating us. We have a habit of employing special operations forces without really consulting anyone or informing anyone. And I think that's been going on for quite a while. We did that in the 60s. We did it again in the late 70s, part of the 80s. I think the French are just imitating us. And Macron is also trying to present himself as an important figure in what's happening. He's not. If anything, the French are increasingly irrelevant to what happens. And that's part of the problem. He wants to be seen as something he is not, as a significant actor on the world stage. This is a problem for the British as well. They are simply not significant players. They don't have the military power. They don't have the economic strength. They're essentially irrelevant. Now, the Germans were not, but they're becoming irrelevant because of their deindustrialization that they themselves have undertaken to destroy their own economy. But the Germans are sort of the last holdouts in terms of anybody with any real capability. The problem is on the military side, their capability is very limited. In fact, most of what we call special operations forces was liquidated under Merkel. So I don't think the Germans have anything to speak of.
Colonel, is NATO waging war against Russia without acknowledging it publicly?
Yeah, I think they are, and of course, this is not just foolish; it's extremely dangerous. As I've said before, we hold a very weak hand. We are not in a position, from a military or an economic standpoint, to wage war against anyone. Our position is very fragile. The same thing is true in Europe. We're bluffing, Judge. That's the danger. You don't want to bluff.